All right, the first of our calls of the day. There it is. Albemarle up near 7%. Got an upgrade today at UBS. Bryn, you've owned this stock. Our viewers may remember it as a Josh Brown play for a few years back. What about it in the here and now, and what about this call?
Well, love the call, obviously. So we wanted to play lithium with a U.S. company that obviously is mining for lithium all over the world. So that's Albemarle. You have to follow lithium prices. In 2021, lithium prices were around 200. They peaked at the end of 2022 at 1,200 and then crashed earlier this year to 600. Very, very volatile, the commodity. China is the axe here. In 2023, China is set to produce 9 million EVs, which is 2.5 million more than they produced in 2022. This is a long secular tailwind, and I like the price here. If you wanted to trade the stock, the band in the stock is on the low side 180, and I think the high side around 260. So I think his price target of 255 hits that higher end of the range in the short term.
Okay. We mentioned materials, Jimmy, doing quite well today. You bought MP Materials, ticker symbol MP.
Yeah, it's a small cap stock, and I've only bought this for myself, Scott, because for clients, this is just simply too volatile. It started the year at 40, went down to 25, went up to 35, now it's at 20. But what this is, it's a rare earth element mining company. Now, here's the story between rare earth elements, all right, and China. This is a strategic resource that we need for cell phones, for electric vehicles, for basically everything in modern technology. What we do right now is we mine rare earth element raw oxides here in the U.S. We ship it to China. They refine it and send it back to us. Well, does that sound crazy? It is crazy. And you know what? It's a strategic liability. So the U.S. government has partially funded for MP Corp to start refining these oxides here in the U.S., right? Which makes common sense, This is a strategic long-term play. I may end up owning it for clients, but I need this volatility to die down right now.
So, Bryn, coming back to you, because Diamondback and Devon, we also mentioned how energy's having a nice session today, too. Named top picks at Mizuho. You own, I think, both of those names.
Right. I mean, they have such great, both firms have such great management and such a deep bench. And you have to understand right now, as we started the year, that everyone was certain we were going to a recession. So then all of a sudden demand would go down. And then as that story is actually starting to evolve, and if that doesn't happen, Russia pinky promised Putin, pinky promised the Saudis they would reduce production. We have an OPEC meeting this weekend where they may cut production. I think you have a setup here where energy could have some legs over the summer, not just over a couple of days.
All right. You got a thought?
Look, on Albemarle, I'm going to look at it. It's cheap, but you have to understand what drives these markets. Now, I was just on the phone with a major user of lithium before I came to the show. These are speculative-driven markets. So you have the traders, and I don't mean people sitting at home, but like the Glencores and stuff that buy these materials, and then they sell it. They're the middlemen that are critical to the business, but they're buying it based upon what they perceive demand will be. So they may get too much, they may not be able to stick with those positions, then they sell it. If you take a long-term view of lithium, and Albemarle in particular, and what's going on with the IRA, where it's got to be the ingredients, right? The components have to be made in the U.S., they are perfectly well positioned to capitalize that. So you got to get through the short-term volatility, not care, and realize there's not enough lithium to power batteries.
You're going to buy the stock?
I'm going to do some work on it.
Sounds like you're making a case to buy it?
Well, I'm definitely going to do some work on it. I haven't looked at it for a while, but I'll do some work on it. Maybe I'll have Jim do the work for me, and
as usual,
he's got nothing else to do. Exactly.
Yeah. Where'd you get these jokes at Evil Medical School?
And hopefully he comes out bearish on it, and that'll be my buy signal.